Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to TED Talks Ball. We got David McNiner, as we do every Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. David, how are you doing on this hump day?
I'm doing great. You know, the week's going by really fast. The weekend's coming. Training camp started today, right?
For veterans, yeah. Well, actually, I guess it was yesterday, wasn't it? The 23rd. So, yeah, today's the second day.
Yep. I mean, they actually practice tomorrow, right?
The first open practice is tomorrow. So, I'll be there tomorrow and Friday. But, yeah, rookie camp started a week ago Tuesday. Veterans started this Tuesday. And Trent Williams is officially holding out. I don't know if he saw that.
Rookie camp started a week ago Tuesday. Hold on, what?
Trent Williams is holding out.
Really?
Yeah, just the news just popped. When you said you were doing so good, I was wondering if you had seen that news because it kind of spoiled my day a little bit. Not to mention other things, real life related, but football related. That was a real kick in the crotch.
That's interesting. And the reason I say it that way is he's still under contract. I mean, it was like a 3-year deal with another 3 years added. I don't know whose option it is for the other 3 years.
Well, that's the thing. We sort of set ourselves up for an easy out, but we also set ourselves up for him to say, all right, pay up. So it's kind of not, totally unimaginable that something like this can happen. I've been saying it sort of all off season that, it was brilliantly set up. If we did need to get out of it, now that we don't need to get out of it, it'd be nice to have had them locked in a little bit more than we did.
Well, $138 million contract. What was that for? 5 years?
6. It was like $23 million and $10,000 a year. And my guess is now he wants $28 million and $10,000 to be higher than Penei Sewell.
Well, he ain't getting any younger. What happened in the Super Bowl there? I mean, he, didn't have the greatest performance. So it's kind of like you're getting paid a lot of money, more money than most folk are going to see in their lifetime. But it's not enough, right?
Well, not if you think you're the best and you want to be paid the most accordingly. So I think that's where he's coming from. And not that I agree with that. I just always say that oops, hold on. I was getting your channel rocking and needed to mute your channel there. But, I always say that these guys put their current and future well-being on the line every time they get out there and strap their pads on. It's hard to begrudge them for getting the most they can possibly get. And if Trent Williams feels like he's still the best offensive lineman in football, then it's hard to begrudge him for asking to get paid the most. I agree with what you're saying. If it was a normal contract, I would say, yeah, there's 3 years left on it. But the way we do our contracts, like you said, it's a 3-year contract with an out and then another 3-year contract. And basically, I think either side can step away at the 3-year mark or ask for more, or, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, but I see both sides. I don't blame people who are saying, yeah, that's more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime. What's the difference? A few mil here or there when you're making hundreds of millions of dollars. I just would say that the sad truth is that a lot of these guys end up out of money no matter how much they get paid due to bad investments, embezzlement. Sorry about the siren there. Family and friends that all come with their hands out, to get paid for everything. But I think the number is something like, I forget what the number is, but it's a really high percentage of these multimillionaires that end up, destitute at the end, despite getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Real quick, let's say hi to some folks. We got Lawrence Jackson Jr. in the house, platform 246. Says what's happening, fellas and faithful. And he also is saying camp is fully going today. So maybe yesterday was more of a, the first day people were just kind of walking in and
orientation.
Getting settled. There wasn't as much stuff going on. So I guess that would sort of explain you're saying that today is the first day of camp, like as the first real day of camp, even though nominally yesterday was. Got Steve-O Spremo in the house. He says restructuring guys will give us more money with the cap. I guess he's talking about Trent Williams. Yeah, I mean now, but you're pushing a lot of money down the road, especially if you're giving him a raise 2 years where he may not be playing or may not be, almost certainly won't be playing this well. So if he is still playing.
You could always say, all right, well, we're going to void the last 3 years of your contract because there's an out, and we're going to sign you to this 2-year deal since you want a raise. He's what, 36?
He's 36, but you know what? I think he just turned 37.
I think he just turned 36. Let me look that up.
No, he was something weird. I was talking about it in another show this week or last week, and I was like, I said he was 37, and his birthday's here in July. Maybe it was July 19th, and he just turned 36. Maybe that was it. I think
it was July 19th, and he turned 36
July
years
19th. Old. Okay, all right. So I did get the date right. I somehow thought July 19th was coming up, but it was clearly after July 19th when I read that. So yeah, so he just turned 36.
I mean, I would be comfortable with signing him until he's 38. Yeah. He always seems to have that ankle issue come up, for a couple games a year.
Yeah, the high ankle sprain.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would honestly be comfortable signing him till he's 38. Right now, he's under contract till he's 39, but who has the out? Do you know? Like, is it the 49ers or is it him?
I think both do, essentially. I think that's what it means when they do these contracts is either one can opt out after 3 years or, in this case, ask for more money after 3 years. Got Kenny in the house. Says, I got big hands. I'll leave that alone. I guess you also have big gloves then, Kenny. I see ball and bikes, no bites. Oh, did I leave it off? The bites was in my YouTube channel. I think he's talking about here. I got to close this to see. No, there it is. Ball bites and bites.
Yeah, it's there.
And to be fair, I haven't done anything with the Bites channel other than set it up. I haven't made any videos or anything like that, or even done like a banner or a profile pic or anything like that. So I gotta get that rolling one of these days. Just because not everybody's into football. The ones who are, not everybody's into the Niners, and not everybody's into biking, but everybody eats, folks. Everybody eats. And I have some stone cold recommendations. One of the newer ones came from biking over in El Granada. There's this little market called Spangler's, and they have great tri-tip and Hawaiian ribs. $13.99 and $14.99 a pound. Really good stuff. Great to grill up. Also, these great ginger cookies, but whatever. So Kenny says cap will likely skyrocket. I know it definitely did this year. I don't know that I've seen projections for next year, but the one, or if I did, it was a while back, and it looked sort of more like regular growth compared to 2022 to 2023 to 2024. That was the big jump. But it just will. the thing that will determine it is NFL expansion, all these international games, getting people watching in other countries, more people watching here, the Taylor Swift effect. Let's not deny that had a huge effect on the NFL bottom line last year. Got Captain Niner Smash Massey Jason in the house. St. Talofa Faithful. It's hello Anton or Samoan, excuse me. Welcome, Captain Niner Smash Massey. We got Anshul Shaw in the house, 49er Media, saying hey, Ted and David. What's up, Anshul?
Yeah, what's good, guys?
Everybody's just saying
hi.
It's
Trent Williams holding out. Who knew that was going to happen? I didn't even know. I know he wanted more money, but didn't he actually say eventually? And now it's like, okay, now.
He's like, I don't think he liked Ayuk getting all the limelight. He's like, it's my turn. Give me some of that spotlight, baby.
Well, Ayuk showed up.
But I mean, Ayuk at least reported, and he's holding in. Like Trent Williams is holding out. Like he's not even showing up. So it's a little more serious. But we'll see. Steve says, I need bites vids. All right. I'll get some going. I will do it. It's just hard to run 3 channels. And I definitely want to do them all well. So I don't want to spread myself too thin. Although me and thin don't belong in too many sentences together. So, we'll see. Need to know if Cowing did anything today. Haven't heard anything, Anshul. Kenny says everybody. Oh boy.
Well, true. No, hold on, Kenny. You talking about Jacob Cowing? I mean,
no, I just said everybody eats, and so he said the part of what happens after we eat. Bebop Jones in the house. Bebop coming to us from Bethlehem, PA. East Coast contingent. Welcome, Bebop. We're just saying hi. 18th game is going to bring in more money for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
18th game. Hold on. It's still a 17-game season right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but we always knew they were going to go to 18 eventually. Hopefully 2 buys, but I doubt it.
You know, the way I look at it, if they're going to do that, then they need to expand the 53 and the active. How many guys you can have active. You need to expand that. Because the more games to play, the more injuries are going to happen. The more bumps and bruises guys are going to get, right?
Kind of need to, would you say expand the roster? Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, at
53.
Least. And if not the 53, then at least give a bigger practice squad or something. I mean, you got to do something to increase those fresh bodies for sure. Kenny did the math. Since 94, the cap has gone up every year an average of 66666.
Oh, at least there's a 7 in there.
Yeah, per year. 6,666,660. I'll just say $7. We'll leave the pennies out of it. David Corona in the house. What's up, David? What up, everyone? 49ers all day, air day. What up, McNiner and Ted? Better know that you're here, David. Thanks for being here. Everybody's saying hello. Chat is very busy talking to one another. Trent just wants that CMC contract till he's 40. Well, I mean, I guess, but CMC's only, 29?
CMC doesn't make the money Trent Williams does, though.
He's not far off now. Would he get 19 in the extension? And Trent was at 23.
What was he at? He was at like 23 or 24 million per
23 million, 10,000.
When we signed Trent Williams, right?
Yeah.
And, now it's like, oh, well, this one tackle signed for 28. I want 29. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. Yeah. You signed the contract.
There you go. Trent just wants that CMC contract until he's 40. And then Papa says, do you think Williams can last till he's 40? I mean, it's possible. Whitworth lasted till he was 41, didn't he? That's when the Rams won the Super Bowl when Jason Whitworth.
How long did Joe Staley last? Wasn't he 40?
He was like 40-ish, 39, 40. I just think Trent Williams will last till we win a ring. As soon as we win a ring, I think he's done. Personally. So, if we haven't won a ring by then, I could see him maybe lasting till 40. But, it's a brutal sport, and, you could fall off at any time. No matter how good your peak is, the valley can be this, the drop to the valley can be precipitous and fast. So we'll see. Got a couple folks agreeing with you. Kenny's laughing. Everybody's just saying hi. So we tried to get Belichick.
Hold on. Joe Staley was born in 84, so that would make him 40 now.
That's right. So,
right.
So he retired in 2020.
Yeah, 2020. That's when we acquired Trent Williams.
He was 36, 37, around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, I mean, you got the Peters. That guy's like ageless. He found the fountain of youth. He's like 48 or something, and still trying to get in the league.
Yeah, but he's not like he was. He was, late 30s or anything like that. So, he's a good backup, but he's not like starting level top left tackle or anything like that. So, yeah, I guess that's the question is like, could Trent Williams play this 40? Sure. Will he still be Trent Williams? Probably not. Probably not. Not the Trent Williams we know and love.
Well, we might have to move him to the right side, right? I mean, yeah, I'm sure that would go over like a ton of bricks, right?
We don't pay right tackles, though, David. You know this. Steve says, so we tried to get Belichick. I mean, we kind of knew that. They came out and said that they tried to get Bill Belichick for our defensive coordinator before we signed, two guys basically. The guy internally.
Well, we got Joe Staley, and then who is the new guy? Well, he's not new because was internal.
Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley.
Yeah, and we got Sorensen, Nick Sorensen. Something Sorensen.
I mean, it's like that. So then they had to hire Brandon Staley to be the assistant defensive coordinator.
No, he's like a I want to say like a board member, but that's what it would be in a company. But he's like an advisor essentially. So
Sorensen will tell him, go
he's
get
not
me
really
my
in
coffee.
the pecking order of sort of like assistants and coordinators and whatnot. He's sort of outside the pecking order. But we all know what he's there for. If Sorensen screws up,
I was just hoping he wasn't an expensive coffee getter. That's all I was hoping.
Just I'll take mine with
assistant
cream and 2 sugars. Let's see here. Katie said if he has a decent swing. So we're on a different conversation. That's the tackle.
No, he's talking Trent Williams.
Trent is 36. That was my bad.
He is 36. Same age as Joe Staley, or when he retired. It's like, and he wants a contract extension?
Kenny, I got to argue this. I think we've been so spoiled after having Staley and Trent Williams back to back that we've forgotten what it's like to be on a team with a bad left tackle. And it is no fun. I don't think we'd be fine. At least not right away. I mean, eventually, yeah, we could spend that money other places, but
if we had
a
solid center, a solid left guard, and maybe even a solid right guard and, pretty good right tackle, then yeah, we would be fine without Trent Williams, but we kind of don't. We got Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, and the rest of them. Pretty much. That's how it stacks up right now.
Massey. We will be fine, but the line won't be. Yeah, exactly. Kenny says no other team has Trent Williams, and they're fine. Are they fine? Like, who's challenging us in the NFC? Who is challenging us in the AFC other than like the Chiefs and a couple teams, the Ravens maybe?
I think right now our biggest, the guys that could take us down, and I'm not saying Green Bay is there yet, but Detroit, and then I have to go Green Bay.
Well, Detroit's got some pretty damn good O linemen, including Penei Sewell, who is.
They do.
They're saying he's better than Trent Williams. The Lions fans are. They're probably the only ones saying it, but there's a few people, just because he's young.
They actually drafted their tackles high, both the right and left side. So they built in the trenches. Same thing with that defensive lineman that puts that big old spot on.
Hutch?
His name Aiden. Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, they drafted him high. And honestly, that's what you do with those draft picks. You pick trench players because the game's won in the trenches. And we have, defensive linemen. Yeah. We got Trent Williams, Aaron Banks. Maybe they're kind of suffering from, PTSD from picking Mike McGlinchey and it not working out. Could that be the case?
Could be. I think our organization, they must doubt their ability to draft offensive linemen because all the rest of us doubt it. They haven't drafted a good offensive lineman since they've been here. Since Kyle and John Lynch got here.
Hey, Aaron
Banks is good, but they haven't drafted a great offensive lineman. And granted, they only swung
that's pretty much
high
it.
once with McGlinchey.
Jalen Moore, Colton McKivitz, they drafted them. Who else?
Oh God, the list.
Spencer Burford. Burford. But all these guys are just the gang, though. It's Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, and the gang. They're just the gang.
Yeah. Brunskill was a great story for an undrafted guy, but he obviously not that great to hold on to him. Kenny says everything is through magnifying glass as a fan of your own team.
That's true. Hey, we also drafted Nick Zakel.
Yeah, Nick Zakel. Oof.
I don't know why. But we
his claim to fame is being Brock Purdy's roommate. I think that's his biggest accomplishment. It's the biggest reason he's still on the team.
That's why he's going to make the team because he's Brock's roommate. You can't kick out Brock's roommate, right?
Well, I think Brock has a new roommate now. So,
now
that he tied the knot with his best friend, I saw that on a video today. I was like, oh, people say they married their best friend. I probably said it too. So. Yeah, but it's funny hearing someone else say it. It's like, okay, so wait. So Trent didn't show up, so Grant not sue him. Still don't quite get it, Steve-O. We sure ain't going to be okay with Moore starting. Jalen Moore. Absolutely not.
Oh, we can't talk about Tristan Wirfs? Oh.
Not more.
7th in the fewest sacks. Had the leading rusher. Did you see that? Did you see that comment from Steve-O?
No, I'm still just kind of making my way down. OL was rated.
It's on my channel. It's on my channel, but it's a good one.
That's fine. I don't care. What was it? Who? Geez, I'm way behind.
It was Steve-O.
Maybe I better start at the bottom and start working my way back up.
And then this is what he says: our O line ranked 7th in the fewest sacks, and had leading rusher. Tell us the whole story, Pops.
Oh man, don't say worse. Ted will go crazy. I mean, I would have liked worse instead of Kinlaw for sure. At the time, I thought Kinlaw might work out, but Tristan Wirfs, man, what a beast he's turned out to be, and what a huge gaffe that was to trade away that pick to the Bucks. I mean, I guess it did get us a 4th-round draft pick that we used. It was part of our ammunition to move up and get Ayuk. But,
it was, but did we actually have to move up to get him? We'll never know.
We'll never know. I think so. I think the Packers were going to take him. They drafted Jordan Love right after that, didn't they? That was pretty crazy. I don't think they were that hot on Jordan Love. I think that was like who knows? Who knows? But that's what people thought for sure, or were saying. Who knows? All right, I'm going to work up from the bottom here. You're not thinking replace a grade. That's about as big a deal as you can get.
Kenny's saying if we knew Trent is leaving, we replace him. Not a huge deal, and in his opinion.
All right, here's the thing. If we could let Trent go, and we could get like 5 average offensive linemen on our line might be better. Because I'm, always say like a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and our chain on our O-line has several weak links. So then I fine, like in time, we might not miss Trent Williams that much. But right away, then you got, Trent Williams and still all these weak links. You just add another weak link to the chain. So that's where it gets tough for sure. I can't say one player is gone, we think, unless it's QB. There's a few. Bosa, Fred Warner, Brock. I mean, they're all our highest paid guys. Kittle, CMC. I think you lose any of those guys, you're looking at a tough road to hoe. Hey, we got Jim Everett the Great in the house. Says Trent Williams wants more money. Old fart ain't it. This is the guy who's had the team who paid Jason Whitworth till he was 41. I think he was on contract longer than that too, and he stepped away. But he's just praying that Trent Williams goes away. Not a huge deal. If we know he's leaving, yeah, but we didn't. No, we didn't draft the tackle, Kenny. So if we know next year that he's leaving and we draft the tackle, honestly, if we know he's leaving next year, we should have drafted the tackle this year. But hey, whatever. Ramilia in the house. Sup, David McGram. Oh,
that's true. Yeah, Jim Everett the Great. One of the biggest faithful out there. He's always up in the 49ers chats.
He is, no doubt about it. I hope Brock doesn't call his wife roommate. Oh man, it'll be a short marriage if he does. Brock is so good. He took his team to the Super Bowl with an O-line rated at number 27. It's pretty good. It's also the scheme. It's also the run game. Was it 27 versus the pass? I guarantee it wasn't 27.
Well, remember, it's 7. It's 7 in less sacks given up. So pretty much, we were 7th in the least amount of sacks given up. But how many pressures did they allow? There's several things that doesn't tell the whole story, right? Because how many times did we see Brock Purdy squirt out and make buy some time with his legs and throw it downfield? Honestly, we just need a better O-line for going up against specifically the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, and they're arguing about the Chiefs here, and who's the Chiefs LT, Ted? Or he didn't say Ted, but I knew he was talking to me. LOL. Well, yeah, but the Chiefs have a really good center guard. And so that helps make up for having not the greatest tackles in the world. So, but no, they definitely don't have a great offensive tackle, a left tackle. In fact, I think they got the guy from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who led the league in
Jacksonville.
the year before. Jacksonville?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, bottom line is, I think it was from Tampa. The good one. I think the right tackle might have been from Jacksonville, but the left tackle was
it's Juwan Taylor is their right tackle.
Right. He from the
right
Jets.
Now they have
But the left tackle who led the league in holds in 2022 was
you
from
talking
Tampa.
Wayne is it Wayne Morris?
No, somebody else. He's gone.
That's who
now.
They currently have slated in.
No. Look up. Here, I'll do it. Let's do.
It was last year. It was last year's guys.
Chiefs 2023 depth chart.
What Wayne Morris is a second-year player.
Yeah.
Out of Oklahoma. They have Kingsley Samotea.
No, that's who we should have drafted. They jumped up right in front of us and drafted that guy.
They traded with us to draft him.
Yeah. God, that was foolish of us. That's going to be my Dawan Jones. You know how Bash likes to complain that we didn't draft Dawan Jones.
Creed Humphrey.
That's their center. He's amazing. No, but there was a guy. He was a Bucks. Why can I not get a 2023 depth chart up here? That's weird. Okay. Tackle 2023. Here we go. Donovan Smith was the one from the Bucks who was terrible at giving up holds in 2022 and not much better in 2023. Let's be honest. Donovan Smith was who I was looking for. Rashawn Slater, Christian Starisaw. We can draft one. Mike McGlinchey. Yeah. We have
to get a bona fide, really good offensive tackle. Typically, you have to be picking earlier in the first round than what we do.
Yeah, usually top 5 to top 10.
And, the Ravens actually picked the blindside guy from Washington, Rosengarten, the guy we were interested in.
Yeah.
Right for us in the second round.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just kind of frustrating not to see us invest higher draft picks in the offensive line.
The only hope I have for us drafting a lineman is it does seem like we finally started to prioritize pass blocking as a valuable skill set to protect Brock Purdy. And so that gives me a hope that we have half a chance. Because that was our problem with McGlinchey was, he's a great run blocker, especially downfield. Guy was athletic as hell, but he had no base. He was like 6'8" and like pencil legs. It's not what you want for pass blocking for as far as physical stature.
Hey, Donovan Smith is available. He's a free agent.
No, don't do it. Don't even think it. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house. Check out his channel. He's a Rams fan, but he's actually pretty cool. Ramilia out. I guess Jim Everett the Great's out. I guess
Daniel Berry Sports is awesome. He makes a lot of shorts, all sports, folks.
Nice.
Check him out.
Kenny said the song out. Can game plan for anything.
So this guy's never made the Pro Bowl. I'm looking at Donovan Smith's, PFR. Never made the Pro Bowl, like once. Huh.
Yeah, he's dog water. He's not good. But also, just remember, folks, as bad as Chiefs O-lineman may be in the big moments, they ain't going to call a hold on Donovan Smith. Just like they didn't call him Schwartz and I'm blanking on the other tackle's name in the 2019 Super Bowl.
Ooh. So 5 holding calls, 1 false start, 3 declined. So that's 9. They're only giving him credit for 6 penalties, but he actually had 9. He had 12 the year before in Tampa. This is what you don't want on your team, folks.
No, not at all. So
yeah, what got us talking
in the Super Bowl?
About, Trent Williams holding out. That's what got us talking about this.
Yeah, it's been a long, strange.
So now comes the question: what is Trent Williams worth? 36-year-old player is considered the best offensive tackle in the league, which kind of didn't look like that in the Super Bowl. You know, he didn't look like the best in the Super Bowl. The biggest game, right?
Right.
But he's 36 years old. He wants a raise. What's he worth, folks? What's Trent Williams worth? Like, answer that in the chat. What do you think he's worth?
$28 million and 10,000.
28. Well, how about $28 million and $10? I mean, it's
or 10,000.
Let's go.
Whatever it is,
$10 bucks above Penny Sewell. There you go.
Just a nickel more than Penny Sewell. That's all it takes. He is better. I mean, shit, Penny Sewell's not even a left tackle. Come on.
I'll send the 49ers my change jar and be like, that's the above Penny Sewell. Divide it amongst the years, though.
A penny above Penny. Yeah, something like that. What did you think? There was also a thing today where somebody reported that Brandon Ayuk was, on the sideline in street clothes, and then he left to go inside with John Lynch. Is anybody reading anything? Do we think a deal is going to get done?
All kinds of folks are like, "Oh, he's going in to sign his contract." I kind of feel like they set up a meeting with his agent, and then they're like talking face to face, like, what in the living F is going on here? And I'm not privy to how the negotiations are actually going. I don't know what the Niners have actually offered him. That report came out for 26, but that's just a little bit more than what we make off of YouTube, right?
Just a whisker. Kenny says they haven't called holding on the Chiefs in the playoffs unless they're playing Brady. And even then, not when they played Brady in the last Super Bowl when Brady got his 7th. They were Mahomes was running for his life, where I thought both tackles and his center out of that game. I don't care how long your arms are. If you're a lineman, you're not. Pooney is like your left tackle when Trent Lee is.
I'm wondering if that's why they drafted him. But his arms are 1 inch too short to play tackle. It's like, what? Okay, he's kind of athletic. I think his athleticism will make up for the 1 inch shorter arms than apparently the scouts require.
Interesting. I haven't heard anybody say that, but crazier things have happened. I mean, it would make me happy because I wanted a tackle in that draft. And they got Jimmy G. Oh, the Rams did, that is.
Yep. Yeah, I don't he's probably going to be QB3, beat out by Stetson Bennett.
I called him Drunk Purdy. I don't know. That wouldn't shock me. Yeah, I mean, geez, did he lose his job to Aiden O'Connell last year? I mean, Stetson Bennett probably has more chops than Aiden O'Connell, so yes, we'll see.
So, Papa J, I honestly think the Rams defense without Aaron Donald is going to be different. Aaron Donald, offensive lines had to account for him. He got doubled and triple teamed all the time. So that opens up the defensive linemen around him to eat because they're one-on-one, right? So without Aaron Donald, I don't know what the Rams defense is going to do. This is all yet to be seen.
Well, the one thing I'll say is that they got some guys back on that defense. They got John Johnson back at safety. He's a good player. They got Cam Curl from the Commanders. He's a really good player. They got Tre'Davious White, who before his ACL, or I guess it was maybe the second ACL, I forgot. But he was arguably one of the best corners in the league. And then they got the biggest one, I think, is Darius Williams, who was a Ram, went to the Jags, really balled out with the Jags. Now he's back on the Rams. So I'm not going to say they're like Legion of Boom or anything, but maybe more Legion of Boom than the crew they got up there in Seattle, which is a pretty highly acclaimed group. Well, I guess that now the Seahawks have lost Prez, Jamal Adams, and they also lost
Diggs,
Quandre Diggs.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see, but I think the Rams might have the best secondary in the NFC West. It just because, Hufanga, who knows when he'll be back. If Hufanga's back, we have a damn good shot at it. And Jair Brown, stays the same or gets better, doesn't regress. And then we got Domador Lenore, we got Mooney Ward. They're obviously awesome. And as long as somebody can step up to play nickel.
That's a camp battle I want to see, Ted. I want to see mainly offensive lines like the headliner for me. But defensive backs, the corners, you got your top two guys, and they're both about to become free agents. That's an issue. But that's not an issue for this year. So then you got, Gennaro Green, the guy we drafted, right? Then you got, was it Yadam? Who's the other guy we brought in on a 1-year deal?
Rock Yassin.
There you go. So we brought him in on a 1-year deal, right? So that's 4 corners on one. They're just going to be with us for a year. Then you got Daryl Luter Jr., right? You have Womack, and the guy that a lot of folks are forgetting about, Ambry Thomas.
Ambry's gone. Ambry will not make the team.
I said that last year, and he ended up making the team.
He was terrible in camp, but he definitely got better end of camp and preseason and whatnot. But then he kind of fell back to earth later in the season. So I just hope we never see him again in a Niners uniform. I'm over Ambry Thomas for goods.
So, the whole who's going to be nickel, we all saw how good Lenore was at playing nickel. So, but we also have Womack, who I thought we drafted to play nickel. So who's going to be playing nickel? Who's going to be playing outside? Like, who is our top 3 corners? We know who our top 2 are.
Well, don't forget Renardo Green, who we just drafted.
That's exactly it. We got the draft pick. We got Luter Jr., who was injured. We were hearing good things about him out of last year's camp. You remember that? Then he got injured. And I know he has game speed because I saw him run down a kick returner. Right? I saw him run him down. So I know he's got speed. I know he's got decent size. Oh,
Kenny, 1 inch too short. That's what she said. Oh, sorry, I had pause.
right at the fair that you can't get on.
Oh boy.
Well, it's not like Pooney has T-Rex arms, guys. He's not all. He don't have T-Rex arms. He's not like Debo.
Or
You know?
me. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone got my joke there, but
I got it. Got Jess from East Coast Red and Gold in the house. Make sure you check her out. Make sure you check out her last week's edition too with Brent Jones. It was awesome. Really great stuff.
yeah, that they go live today in about 40 minutes, folks.
Yeah.
So check out East Coast Red and Gold.
They're amazing stuff for sure. Somebody said something funny that I wanted to revisit. Come on. Oh, this one. Hawks reloaded pretty good with the last 2 drafts. Well, maybe, but tell me who's playing linebacker for the
No. You know the real problem with them. Who's their quarterback?
Well, that too. I mean, no matter how many holes they plug, it's still the Geno Smith show. I agree, but he could be better if he had a decent O-line, and I think they actually do have a decent O-line, but they were all injured last year. Like right from the giddy up, like they played the Rams in the season opener, and both their tackles were injured, not for the season, but the injuries weren't for the season, but they ended up kind of being injured for the season. Like it just kept getting re-injured and stuff. Nothing major, but definitely a bunch of minor stuff that held them out. And not just their tackles too, like all the way across their line was just riddled with injuries. So unless their O-line can stay healthy and they can pluck some linebackers out of thin air, I'm not too scared. And obviously Geno is going to have to play a little above his pay grade, actually win a game against Brock Purdy. I'm not super worried about the Seahawks. I think they're the number 3 team in the NFC West. I think it's us, Rams, maybe Seahawks, probably Seahawks, and then Cards. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Cards took the 3rd spot and the Seahawks were cellar dwellers in the West. As we know.
Well, the Cardinals, Cardinals are an interesting story because they have so many rookies.
Yeah, they got a lot of draft picks. So in a year or two,
second-year players too. So they're they're in full-on rebuild right now. Well, we won't see. I honestly don't think we'll see the outcome of that until 2025, 2026.
There you go.
But there's a Min the Dream. What's good, buddy?
Check out Amin in the house. The best hair of any YouTube streamer I know. Definitely better than me and David. That's not saying much. But Amin is like, his hair is smooth. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, buddy. It's good to see you. Sam Howell will win over Geno at some point this year. Interesting.
Oh, that's right. Did they not bring back Drew Lock, the Eagle Killer?
Drew Lock is on a different team. Yeah, I think he might have been. I guess they just didn't sign him. Yeah, no, I mean that was just leftover baggage from the Russ Wilson trade. Right on. Well, anything else? Let's see. Real quick. I mean, it says Drew Lock is on the Giants.
The Giants.
I mean, he might beat out Danny Dimes. I don't know. As much as I don't care for Danny Dimes, I think
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been healthy for one season.
Yeah.
So it's almost guaranteed he's going to miss games. So Drew Lock will get his shot.
There you go. So it's not necessarily a matter of beating him out, it's just being ready when he gets his shot. Gets his number called. Right on. Well, unless you have any other burning desires, I think we're probably good. We're going to cut it a little short today, folks. I don't have childcare today, and my 10-month-old son will probably be waking up soon. And so good for me to
You
be
got
ready.
daddy duty, man. It's all
I
good.
got all day yesterday, today, and then even tonight. My wife's going out with the girlfriends tonight. So it's a long day and a half, but the good news is got camp tomorrow and Friday. So I will be free of daddy duty, at least in the mornings, till about 10 to 2, 10 to 3. But thanks everybody who came to stop by. Appreciate it. Thank you, David, for putting up with me every week. And I'll just say peace and go Niners.
Go Niners, as Corey Davis would say, F all 31 other teams.
Oh, yeah.